What's up, folks? This is Gray here, and today we're going to look at Olight's May Sale, and specifically on a couple of products. I don't know how many of you folks are familiar with the O-Pen Glow, the Stars and Stripes edition, which dropped just the other day. And this pen can come in handy because it's one of those kind of EDC pens that you can have either a flashlight, a laser, and if you ever have a blackout and you want to write in the dark, this pen will fit that build. The second product is going to be the Baton 3 Pro Max, basically in an orange color. It's kind of like great if you were to drop this in the woods or whatnot, because that orange is high vis. It's quite an impressive light in itself. Third, in this video, what we're going to discuss is a couple of the accessories that I personally requested from Olight in regards to ways to charge if you have many Olights and not just one, because after a while you have 4 or 5 different Olights and you want to charge them instead of having 16 different chargers. Something like this might be beneficial to you. Also, what I wanted to throw in the mix is a lot of folks have emailed me and asked me, does Olight have firearm accessories like lights and lasers and whatnot? But I wanted to show it to you and how it sits on my Glock and how it looks, and get your thoughts on that as well. All right, so enough of the jibber jabber. Let's go ahead and get into this video. All right, so first let's take a look at some of the specifications and some of the products I'm going to be going over. We'll kind of touch on them really quick and we'll kind of highlight those individually. So first we're going to look at the Stars and Stripes edition of the O-Pen Glow. All right, so on the O-Pen Glow, there's several different things that I want to draw your attention to. One is the pen tip light down here at the bottom. It also has a green laser pointer, a pen clip light, kind of like their previous O-Pens that you've seen that have different types of settings on there, and as well as a functioning pen. And the second product that we're going to be looking at too, and let's kind of look at the specs really quick on that, is the Baton 3 Pro Max. Now this light has 2500 lumens max output. It also has a 5000 milliamp battery, which is a 21700 battery at 3.6 volts. It has an upgraded proximity sensor that's kind of better than the old proximity sensors that would kind of be annoying a bit. And also has a shake to awake battery indicator. Kind of, it gives you a color when you shake it, because if it's at night you can't see the indicator itself. The two products that we're going to be kind of highlighting in this video, but we're also going to touch, like I said, on a couple accessories that I wanted to share with you folks. Other than that, we're going to go ahead and get back to the bench, and I'm going to show you some up close and personal stuff with the lights that we discussed, and kind of go over those products and show you how they work really quick, and then we'll come back to me and wrap this video up. So let's kind of take a quick look at the O-Pen Glow Stars and Stripes edition. To kind of give you an idea, you just want to kind of look at that. I do like the design. It is very patriotic. And regards to, like, let's say you want to use this pen on one of your special days, like let's say Memorial Day or Flag Day or something like that. This can come in handy. So a lot of people ask me about EDC pens, right? And here's how I look at this. So you have a flashlight on here. You have a laser pointer on here as well, and you have a regular pen. And it is a metal construction, so if you had to use this as a weapon in itself, you could. But so I'm going to go over real quick on how to actually use this, because a lot of people struggle sometimes with all the different functions on a pen like this, being that this is kind of like has so many different options with it. And I will turn off the light so that you guys can see it a little bit better, but I just want to kind of go over the operation really quick with you. So let's go over something. The most basic step is how to use the pen. So when you push that down here, this little lever right here, you're going to push that down and slide it in, lock it into place, and that's going to bring your pen tip out. That's if you're going to be using it for a regular pen. All right, so let's move it back into the off position, and let's say that you want to use this as a laser pointer. And funny enough, someone told me that, like, hey, Gray, there is a lot of different uses that you can just use a laser pointer for in all different types of scenarios. And I said, okay, well, that makes a lot more sense, because at first I thought I would never really use laser pointers for, for much of anything. But then after they kind of had that whole conversation with me, I was like, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. I didn't look at it from that perspective. So thank you, and you know who you are for that. So the laser is going to be up here on the top. I don't know if you can see that laser right there. And to operate that laser, all you're going to do is push this thing up. And when you push this up, I don't know if you can see that there. You're going to hold it down, and then the laser comes on. And that's going to be your laser. And like I said, I'll turn the lights off and kind of give you a really quick rundown on how everything looks in regards to the lights and whatnot. And then just to deactivate that, you can just kind of hold it again, and it turns right off. So that's in the off position from the pen. Now, to turn on the light itself, okay, so when this is in the off position, because I'm going to show you something neat here at the tip of this, specifically for blackouts or writing in the dark, which is very innovative. I give them that. All right, so let's go into the operation of the light itself right here. This is the light right here. that's on you. And what's great about this light, if you have this on your shirt, right, you got this kind of hooked on your shirt and you're walking around in the dark, this is not some sort of huge heavy flashlight. If if you get caught off guard and you have this pen on you, this can be very beneficial in having this light that you can kind of clip to your front pocket if you have a pocket, or somewhere on you, and use it as a light, or just hold it just like that. Now, to turn the light on, you're just going to hold that button down there, and that's going to turn the light on just by tapping that button. And then if you hold this down, it's going to go through the 4 different settings. There's the first one, second one, third one, and fourth one. So those are the 4 settings of that light. And it's actually a pretty bright light. And I'll turn the lights off, like I said, and we'll look at the laser and the light really quick, especially this little neat feature down here. So speaking of that feature, when you put this in the writing position right here, when you put that in the writing position, and this is going to be hard to see with the lights on, I think, but we'll find out. And you push this button down. See how there's a little ring of light around the tip of that pen? I'm trying to get a really close up of that. I don't know if you can see that on there. That is really neat. I've never seen a pen like that. Maybe there's some exist out there, but I've never seen one. This is my first time seeing a pen of this nature like that. So if you were writing, and I'm going to show you how that looks here now, I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights off and kind of go over that. And just to deactivate that, and it'll automatically, if you take this pen off, or if you retract the pen, it'll actually turn itself off, and it doesn't come back until you push that button again. And you're just pushing that top button to activate that light. And you can push that again to turn it off if you have the pen in that position, but you can also retract it and it turns it off. Now, real quick, I want to talk about charging it. So this comes with a little Type-C charger in this pen here, and I have it connected to a little portable power station over here. But when you plug that light in, this has a magnetic base that sticks to something metal, and you can kind of see that green glow there, right? So at your desk, if you have a magnetic desk or something metal, this will clip and stay on tight, which I thought was really neat. And then when you add the pen to it, see how it went red? It's charging the pen. I thought that was quite intriguing how that works. So when it's in that position, see if you can see that light there, red means, of course, it's charging. And then when it's out of there, it goes black, but once it's fully charged, that light there will go from red to green to let you know it's charged. All right, let's kind of go into turn off the lights here and see how this looks. Now with the lights off, I'm going to go ahead and put the laser back on so that you can see that laser there. And I'm going to make it a little bit more visible for you. So there you go. You can kind of see a little bit of that laser there. I kind of wanted to add a little bit of, let's say, special effects or whatnot to that so that you can see that laser beam there. But that's the green laser itself. And like I said, it's a very powerful laser for what it is, packed in this little compact thing. But let's kind of cut to what's really cool about this here is the pen itself. And I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. And as you can see, that's actually pretty good light that you see on the tip of that pen. So let's say if you were writing something, let's kind of, I don't know, what do you want to write? We'll just write gray man, right? It is much easier to see in that light as you're writing. And I thought that was kind of neat that they have that, And, whatever you happen to, to be writing, let's write, yeah, that works. And sorry about my chicken scratch, but it's nice that you can write and then kind of write in the dark and whatnot. I think that's just a very neat little feature of this pen. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on this aspect of the pen. Do you feel that would become, is it important to you to have something like this on a pen in regards to, being able to write in the dark and whatnot, and having that, that light that you can kind of see what you're doing and write whatever that you're going to be writing, you know what I mean? And then kind of checking yourself and also using it just as a light in itself, because you can see I could pull this back and it's actually pretty bright for what it is. Folks that have asked me about tactical lights for handguns, this is the Boulder Pro here, and as you can see, basically it's you can easily just open this thing up and this will detach from the firearm really quickly for that quick detach, and then you can lock that into place. So I like that aspect of that. And for if the the whatchamacallit folks that like to do all the crazy stuff, this is an unloaded firearm and there is nothing in the chamber. Just to kind of clarify that, because you know how those folks get sometimes, you know who I mean. So anyways, this has a built-in laser and light. So right now I have it set that way. You can change the different settings. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but if you guys, the reason I'm showing this is because some folks have asked if Olight has tactical accessories for firearms. So yes, they do. They have several different versions of this light. and a new version that they dropped just recently, and the technology behind it gets better and better and better. So be it if you're righty or lefty, you have this option. These are very easy to operate. You tap this button here, and there's the light. And I know you guys can't see the laser, but I had the laser on as well, because you can use light and laser to do that with. And easy to just kind of touch it, go boom, boom, on and off. Very simple operation with that. And like I said, you can actually set it for just the laser to be on here, or you can set it for just light or just laser, or both at the same time. But you can kind of see that I have them both right there. You can kind of see that laser right there at the bottom. Now, the new Boulder Pro R has the laser built into the light down dead center, which I thought was really nice. I've had this thing for, honestly, quite some time, folks. But I just wanted to show it really quick, because a lot of folks have asked me, do they make lights for firearms? And yes, they do. But this is something that I've been looking, that I personally asked for, because when you have so many different lights, folks, to the point where you don't want to have, you know, whatever the size that you may have, having so many of these to try to power all of these lights or charge these lights can be cumbersome. So that being said, I wanted to use, let me move these off to the side real fast. I saw this on their site, and I asked my contact over at Olight and said, would you mind sending me one of those? I think my viewers might think that's interesting, in the fact that instead of having a ton of these, which are nice, don't get me wrong, I got some in the vehicle, some in my go bag, some in my, you know, just my EDC everyday carry bag. I have a bunch of these things floating around. That being said, I kind of want to show you that thing here, and let me grab this over here on the side. So as you can see, it's relatively long. It's very compact. Look, it's finding its home. That was very funny. So anyways, you can attach, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this attaches via USB. And let's say if I wanted to plug this in over here, I have my little strip. Plug that in. And then I wanted to charge all these lights simultaneously. So I'm going to go ahead and attach these lights to that. Now you can use these also with the UL bulb. This is really what it was really geared towards, just the UL bulb. And you're probably thinking, this is very crazy, Gray. And I'm like, I like it just because I'm tired of having so many different cords. I like having one cord that I can use to charge multiple lights on. And I still have one more. So let's say we can grab this one too, and we'll throw that on there as well. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights charging off one cord instead of having 5 of these. And the reason I find that beneficial is if I wanted to plug this into, let's say, a portable power station, or let's say my vehicle, because I have multiple lights, depending on what light that is, I can keep these all going. Now, I'm assuming that you're probably not going to get the same efficiency out of something like this, but you're still going to be able to get these things going, at least from my perspective. That's what I've been using it for the last week, and I've had 0 issues, you know what I mean, in regards to it. The only difference is these, you'll get like a little glow. Where's it at? These kind of have that right there where it kind of glows red or green to let you know. These here don't have that. You just kind of let them sit on there until you feel that they're charged. But eventually, I hope if Olight's paying attention, that they would add that to this, because that would be nice to have. Either maybe they could put a light right here on the bottom or somewhere else to make it, to let them know, because I know it's probably complicated because you have multiple lights in a row to have those lights kind of flowing like that. But if that, maybe they could be, I'm assuming the technology's there. It probably might increase the cost of this. But you can run and just have, you know, this one red, this one's green now, or something to that extent that kind of lets you know that they're done. Or maybe something at the end of the daisy chain that says, oh, hey, they're all green and they're all good to go. You got a close-up look at the Stars and Stripes Open Glow. You got to look at the Baton 3 Pro Max. You got to see one of their tactical flashlights for your firearms in regards specifically handguns, and some of the accessories that Olight offers. And I'm looking to you, my viewers, as always. I want to end my videos with a question, or several questions. As one, what are your thoughts on these type of products in regards to EDC gear? Would you like to see more firearm accessories on the channel, be it either for handguns or rifles? I wanted to also mention during these flash sales, you know, you can save a lot of money. You know, I think some of them are, you know, up to 40% off, you know, for you folks, because, you know, the economy and everything is tight. And I also wanted to mention that, I mentioned this before, but if you want to, you can always join their Facebook group and kind of also get little giveaways and deals and you know, before kind of the YouTube community and other social media communities kind of get that heads up. But that's totally up to you, especially for you collectors out there. I know several of you that collect everything that Olight puts out and creates these awesome collections, which is quite impressive to say the least. And but other than that, folks, I hope you enjoyed the video. Also, for you guys that stayed to the end of this video, I think, is it Friday or Saturday, I'll be dropping an update on the pole beans and the Seminole pumpkins out in the garden. Kind of give you an idea where we're at with that, because it's been extremely hot here in Florida. Surprisingly hot. Today we reached a high of 93 degrees, but it probably felt like 94, 95 with the humidity and all. But I'm going to go ahead and drop that video for you folks that are kind of wondering, hey, whatever happened to the Three Sisters project Gray had going on? Other than that, folks, again, if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up button. I truly appreciate that. If you're new here, subscribe. That's also very helpful to the channel, and I truly appreciate that. And remember, folks, you are not alone. This is Gray Man. I'm out. I'll see you guys in a rebound, and God bless.